The reason why China couldn't blame the United States is because China's the one that caused the situation to happen. China was trying to steal technology from the United States. And the United States said, nuh-uh, that's not going to happen. No, sir, you go back to the kids' table. So this situation makes way more sense now. And here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. The letter to Ashton Forbes was real. The letter to Ashton Forbes was real. How could anyone know all that information about the plane? I understand why people want to blame me for the letter to Ashton Forbes, because I'm the only one that could write that. I'm the only one. Nobody on this planet could have written that other than me, except for. The more I thought about it, guys, why is the United States not trying harder to close all the loose ends? The United States isn't even like trying to tie up loose ends on this thing. This cover-up is going to get blown no matter what. The MH370 cover-up was just waiting to be exposed. It was just a matter of time before it did. The United States was reacting to China. And they've been telling everybody what they did. It's the United States that is reaching out to the letter to Ashton Forbes. That letter to Ashton Forbes is written from the perspective of somebody in the CIA. It's written from the perspective of somebody in the CIA. How were they allowed to write that letter to me? That letter had to be signed off on by the CIA, probably. And before you think, Ashton, you're going too far down the rabbit hole, we've heard this elsewhere. Remember? Florence DeCheney says that the nephew of the pilot was told that his uncle was collateral damage. Collateral damage. The French father, Guy Watrellos, the spooks reached out to him. They told him the Americans were involved and there were two AWACS in the area. They weren't spy planes, they were drones. They were the two drones tracking the plane. So spooks were reaching out to people all over the place. And that's not even all of them. Remember Marc Duguay? Marc Duguay, the French author, he started investigating MH370 right after its disappearance. He said the plane ended up at Diego Garcia. The spooks reached out to him and told him to stop looking into it. So what have we determined when we look at this? We're looking at two big dogs just stomping over everybody else. China and the United States. The United States is especially playing on another level. They're playing on another level these other guys aren't even ready for. They're like literally setting the scene, building the plots. So what's crazy is this means the letter to Ashton Forbes was legit, and we already suspected it was. And some of you may say, well, didn't you already think that it was? It's one thing to think that something might be legit, and another thing to realize, like, holy shit,